Hi everybody, my name is Daniel Colby. I'm a seminarian for the Diocese of Columbus. I've just finished my third year of theology studies, and in the fall I'm going back for my final year at seminary. And I want to take some time to introduce myself to everybody and tell a little bit about how I've come on this journey and how God has led me to the priesthood. So I actually grew up a little bit away from here. I grew up down in North Carolina in the Presbyterian Church. I'm the oldest of four brothers. I was into theater all throughout high school. I'm an Eagle Scout, so we did a lot of that too. And our Presbyterian faith was very important for us when I was growing up. But when I was in high school, I decided that I wanted to leave my faith, and I wanted to leave having a relationship with God. I didn't want to have this guy up in the sky telling me what I could and couldn't do with my life. And I wanted to be my own person. I went off to college at Virginia Tech, go Hokies, and I studied industrial design, product design, and got a job up in Columbus after I graduated back in 2013. Moved to Columbus 2014 for work, and I had some next door neighbors who were part of an evangelical church, and getting to know them over the course of a couple months that first summer here, they answered a lot of questions I had about faith, about life, about why the world is the way it is. And they led me to a decision point for God to say, God, I want to have you back in my life. I want to love you. I want to know you. I want to experience you again. And when I had that kind of reversion experience, I felt reborn and renewed and wanted to give my life entirely over to God to follow his will. And I didn't know what that looked like for my life yet, so I just kept learning about the faith. That winter, I went back to North Carolina to visit my family, and my dad told me that he was leaving the Presbyterian church that we had grown up in, that he and Mom had met in and been married in. He was leaving that to become Catholic, so that really helped light a fire in me to figure out what the Catholic faith was all about and what all these different Christian denominations are all about. So I remember it was New Year's Eve 2014 that I just looked up Roman Catholicism on Wikipedia because I didn't know where else to start. And I read that it claims to be the church descended from the original apostles and founded by Christ. So that was a pretty strong claim there to follow. But a few hours later in the new year, January 1st, 2015, I woke up very early, kind of out of nowhere, with this feeling on my heart that I needed to go to Mass, even though I had never been to Mass before. I had never been inside a Catholic church before. So I went to a church right nearby me, Holy Name Church in Columbus. They had an early morning Mass. I went in there, didn't really know what I was doing, but when the priest held up the host and confected the Eucharist, I felt this surge of presence and power, and my head unconsciously turned away from the Eucharist before I even knew what the Eucharist was. So that really lit a fire under me to figure out what this whole Catholicism thing was all about. And I now see that since that was the feast of Mary, the Mother of God, that was her gift to me, to lead me to and show me her Son in the Eucharist. And so over the next couple of months at the beginning of 2015, I did a lot of study and prayer, reading about the history of the church, reading about, Catholic apologetics, and then reading some Protestant authors critiquing Catholic doctrine and teaching. And ironically, those books by the Protestants who are critiquing the Catholic Church, they were quoting directly from the Catechism of the Catholic Church, saying, well, here's what the church here's what the Catholic Church says, and here's why we don't think it's right. Ironically, that was my first exposure to the Catechism, and ironically for them, I found the Catechism to be more compelling than what the Protestants were saying. So by Easter 2015, I had felt convicted that the Catholic Church was the Church of Christ and that God was calling me to enter it. So I started RCIA classes up at Immaculate Conception Parish in Columbus, which is my home parish. And it was within that RCIA experience that I first read about the priesthood and felt a very clear call from God calling me to the priesthood. kind of cashing in on that promise that I made to him to follow him with my whole life. So I said, priesthood, okay, God, I don't really know what that means or what that entails, but your will be done. And so they told me I had to become Catholic first, so I kept going through RCIA. I came into the church Easter 2016, 7 years ago now, and I applied to seminary in 2017, and I was accepted at the Josephinum, and I entered in the fall of 2017. I remember writing on the application form that, well, I'm pretty sure that God is calling me to pursue the path to the priesthood, but I don't really know why I want to be a priest yet or what that all entails. So I hope that seminary will be able to help teach me. And over the last 6 years of seminary, I have really grown in my faith. I've done a consecration to Jesus through Mary, which has really helped me tremendously to see what the priesthood is about and to grow my relationship with our Blessed Mother. And I now see that she is calling me to be a priest, to seek and to save her lost children the way that I was lost and away from God for so long. And I can't wait to be a priest for this diocese, to serve the people and to seek out and save all of the children of Christ who are lost. And now I'm here this summer at St. Vincent de Paul and St. Luke's in Danville. And I want to get to know all of you guys and learn more about you and hopefully grow to love you guys. So I look forward to meeting you all and seeing you over the next 2 months while I'm here through June and July. Thank you and God bless.